Hi, Mark Savage, Savage on Wheels. We're talking electric cars today. This is my 10th one, which is kind of amazing that I've had 10 electric cars already. It seems like that's a lot. This is the Ioniq 5, which is from Hyundai, and their sister company Kia has one called the EV6. Same platform, much the same. We're going to have it in a couple weeks. I think this is a great looking vehicle. First of all, Paul, I like this flat, kind of silvery,
satinish
paint job, and then we got even a different color silver for over the wheel wells. That's pretty cool. Now with electrics, you don't have to have a grill, so
there's no massive grill.
Isn't anything.
Okay, I'm liking that.
No massive
Not
grill.
a fan of the big grill.
Although we got a pretty good
big logo.
Yeah, but anyway, I think this looks sharp. Everything's sealed. The headlight beams are all sealed in there and so forth. I think that's real sharp. And then everybody that I've talked to thinks these wheels are just fantastic. Again, we got that silver trim along the side. Down below, we have the handles that pop out here for you to open. When they close, I can lock it up and we'll show you. They go flat up against the vehicle, very much like a Tesla would. And then, of course, we got the hatch in the back. But I think these lights are really cool looking through here with the Ioniq 5 in there. They've got some sort of pixelated pixels things name for it. I'll find that in a little while. But I actually had a woman stop me on the road and ask me, what is this? Because she wanted to know about these lights in the back. But here, we'll take a quick look inside. I don't have the plug in here because it's still in my garage. That will lay right in there. Obviously a little higher floor because you got batteries under here, but still decent cargo space. You know, the power hatch, all that good stuff. All right, so interior, not quite as wild and sexy and crazy and futuristic as the outside, but I think it looks really sharp, very clean. And you know, Paul, I know you're an iPhone guy, so yeah. We got this kind of a white,
looks like a Mac,
white surround there, so that very much looks like an iPhone. Map, all digital in front of me. There's two little things here, the screens that when we turn the corners, it lights up and shows the outside edges of the car. That's pretty cool. I just want to run through the screens here. We're on the map. We got to hit the home button. I wish there was a home button down here. There's nothing down there. EV, this will tell me that currently I've got a 90% charge. The nearest charging station is 7.2 miles away. If I leave my air conditioning, heat, whatever on, I'm going to get 255 miles on this charge. 257 if I turn it off. So obviously, if you knew you were running short, you might want to turn off your heat, air conditioning, whatever, if you're about to run out of fuel. I want to show you, we got a giant sunroof up here, but what makes it kind of special, opens from the center.
Open sesame.
Yeah, look at that. Very big, but again, like almost all electrics, the sunroof itself doesn't open to let air in. You've just got the giant panoramic sunroof.
Why they do that, I don't know.
Well, I think it's probably size, if nothing else, because that's going to be pretty heavy up there. Another nice feature, different feature, I guess I should say. Big open area. They say that's so women can put a purse in there. This is movable. The whole center console slides about 6 inches. So I would like it up here because I want my cup to be near my hand if I'm up there. This also will retract up out of your way. That kind of gets in my way sometimes for the elbow, but nonetheless, it is adjustable, so that's a nice thing. Obviously a wireless charger, plugs that we can plug other things in, and we have the one pedal that we can switch to here so that when we drive and we let off the gas, it brakes the car quickly to help recharge the batteries. One thing that threw me off when I first got in here, first of all, beautiful looking interior. I know this is all plant-based and plastics-based. There's no leather in here, just so you know. Nice gray with kind of a red stripe on it here. But the armrest, I thought, well, how am I supposed to pull the door shut? Oh, wait. You can actually get your hand behind the armrest here. It's just kind of visually a trick that you can't quite see when you first get in, that there's actually a grab
wacky designers.
Yeah, these designers, aren't they clever? So that's a pretty clever thing. And then this is my shifter here.
That seems a little weird.
Throw it into reverse, put it in drive, push for park. I thought it would take a while to get used to it. It's very similar to that Volkswagen we had, that
Oh,
ID4.
yeah.
But it was up here and kind of funky to get at. This at least is where a gear shift should normally be.
Right.
So your first thought is, oh, what's this? Oh, there we go. I can put it into gear. And of course, 360 view all around and all that good stuff. All right, we're going to pull out on the highway we got here. And I'm in what is known as eco mode to save a little power. I go to normal. Paul, we could feel a pretty good bolt there. I'm going to slow down.
Pardon the pun.
Bolt, yeah. And then sport.
And it goes red.
It goes red, and it, you know, we were up in the 60s, boom, just like that. So obviously, you can adjust any one. The Genesis that we had, which was more expensive, that one had that
the fun button.
The fun button down here, the boost button. You hit that thing, and it was like a rocket ship for
Starship Enterprise.
I think it was 10 seconds. When there's 10 seconds of rocket ship, that was really cool. But this sport mode is just as good. Well, maybe not quite just as good, but it's pretty good. So, you know, 320 horsepower we got in this bad puppy. And, you know, in the olden days, we used to think 250 was a lot. Then it was 300. Now there's 320 for just an electric. And I believe that Genesis that we had was like 450, 480. I don't know. It was crazy fast. You know, you only need so much to get up to highway speeds and drive and so forth. But, you know, one thing, what do you think I like about this car the most right now?
Flat bottom wheel. Oh, there we go.
Flat
it's
bottom.
Not even a sports car.
Ooh, not even a sports car. And I got myself a flat bottom wheel here. Now that's awesome. But what I do like is while the car feels kind of heavy, and it's about 45 or 600 pounds, I think, is that it still feels pretty responsive. And obviously, if I hit it into the sport mode button, that again tightens this up a little bit, along with giving me more acceleration. But this has a 118-inch wheelbase on it, and I'm sorry, but that, you know, in the olden days, that was like a truck.
Yeah.
Had that. And what's nice about 118 inches is it smooths out the ride. While the heaviness of the car, kind of, you can feel that a little bit as you're driving. It's so solid. There's a teeny bit of lean in a tight turn, but I'll tell you, it is so solid and so smooth. I've been over an awful lot of bumpy roads in this and all the other cars, Paul, and we nearly lose our teeth sometimes. This is nice and smooth almost all the time. So a big plus if you're going to use this as a family vehicle. So electric vehicles, a lot of people are saying, you know, they're cheaper to run than a gasoline-powered vehicle, and that's both yes and no. First of all, they cost more. Yes, there are tax rebates. This Ioniq 5 starts about $41,000, and that's for a two-wheel drive version. This is the all-wheel drive version, so you have two electric motors and a little more power. It goes from 220 horsepower up to 320 horsepower. This one costs about $58,000. Now the Kia version is slightly different pricing, but I think it's a teeny bit more, but still, nonetheless, you're talking $45,000 to $55,000 pretty regularly, and then you got tax rebates. I just went and charged this up this morning. I had 52% of my original charge left. Went to an Electrify America station. You know, there's only one in Milwaukee area right now. It has, well, like 12 or so pumps. That's good. Pumps. Call them pumps. Outlets. You can do a 350 charge, which is fast. The 350 kilowatt charge is super fast, and that would have done this whole car in probably 10 or 15 minutes. It wasn't working. I had to use the 150. It took me 45 minutes to get basically 48%. So think of about getting about 1% a minute at 150 kilowatt charge. Cost me $15. Okay, $15 for a week's worth of electricity, and it wasn't quite a full week's worth because I did it a day short. So, you know, you're probably saving $10 on that. Now, if it's plugged into your house, I don't know what that does differently. If you're going to plug it in your house, you're going to want a 240 volt charger instead of the 120. I had this on the 120. It's like a trickle charge. You get 3 or 4% overnight. So, anyway, I love how the electric cars drive, and you can debate them as to what their value is and so forth, but this one drives fine. It looks absolutely fabulous, and you got to have between $40,000 and $55,000, and then hope you get your tax rebate.